I have to record this because I've been doing a vlog for 1 year and I've been playing poker for 1 year and vlogging, and I just hit a jackpot at the Hollywood Park Casino at 1 o'clock in the morning. I had pocket tens. There was a 10 on the flop and an ace on the flop, and we slow played each other and we Hollywooded because it's the Hollywood Park. And then there was a third club, and the river brought a 10, which gave me quads and 4 clubs, and I thought he had nothing. He probably thought I had nothing, and I had 4 tens, and he had pocket aces, and it's a jackpot, and now they're standing around there trying to verify that it's an actual jackpot. I'm gonna get a shot of this. And they say it never rains in Los Angeles. I don't know about you, but I was worried that guy was gonna have a heart attack. I'm glad he's okay. It's true. After 30 years of playing poker in casinos, I finally hit a jackpot. I mean, let's just see how long it takes for a jackpot to rain down on me. That's a nice cap. Stick around to the end, and I'm going to tell you exactly how much I won. Cheers. Cheers. I went with the old-fashioned. Let's go back to the beginning. It was 1978. I just learned 7-card stud, maybe not that far back. How about 11 o'clock Saturday night, just getting off work. Should I go home? Should I play some cards? That's kind of always the decision. Should I go home? Should I play some cards? Maybe if I play some cards, something exciting will happen. Well, 15 minutes later, I find myself at the Hollywood Park in the 5-5 game, about $350 in front of me, and looking for some excitement. I don't have to wait very long before I get an ace 7 of clubs. Why is the suited ace so great? You know why? Because you can find yourself with the stone cold nuts and someone else still has a very good hand, and you can get it all in knowing you've got the best of it. Except you're only gonna flop a flush 1 out of every 118. So let's call it 1 every 100. You're gonna flop a flush. The rest of the time you're lucky to have a pair, or maybe a flush draw, or maybe a straight draw, or maybe a small pair. So unless you flop that 1 in 100, it's usually a dicey situation to navigate. As I was saying, I've got the ace 7 suited, it's clubbed, and boy, I don't like the way I played this hand. $10 straddle on, there's 1 limper to me, I limp, and instantly get raised by the giant ass stack on my left. He jacks it all the way up to 50 bucks. There's 1 caller, gets to me, and now what do? Folding feels really tight. Raising feels like I'm really overplaying my hand, and calling just feels lame. So I call, look at a flop, which I miss, check, big stack on my left, bets, fold, end of hand, right? Yeah, yes and no. I just don't love this limp and I don't love the call. Let's say it gets to me, I'm 1 off the button, I've got a suited ace. Instead of calling for 10, how about I make it 30 or 40, maybe giant stack on my left folds, I'm in position in a heads up pot, then I can take a stab on the flop. I feel like I lit 50 bucks on fire, and then I look at myself and I say, hey self, reel it in, play some good poker. Okay. Then I swear I get about 4 hands in a row where the first card is the ace of diamonds. Ace of diamonds, 4 hearts, fold. Ace of diamonds, deuce. Ace of diamonds, 4 of spades, fold. Ace of diamonds, oh, ace of clubs. Well, that's nice. So I'm in the big blind with pocket aces and about $275 in front of me. Under the gun raises to 20. That's the big stack on my left. Under the gun, raises to 20, gets 2 callers, and it's back on me. I've been at this table about an hour. It's a pretty tight table. Everybody's playing pretty straightforward, except for the player on my left, the under the gun player, who already opened. He's got a giant stack, and he's a good player. He's a creative player. He can definitely surprise you. Here's my concern. If I raise a normal amount, say 100, 120, player on my left, giant stack, good player, he might call me, which of course would inspire player number 3 to call, player number 4 to call. Now I'm looking at a 4-way pot with aces, which I do not want. I want a heads-up pot with aces. Also, I've only got $275 to start the hand. If I've got 400, 500, I'm not gonna go all in. The nice thing about having 275 and going all in pre-flop is it can look like I've got jacks and I've just panicked and I don't know what to do. So I go all in. Player on my left folds. Great. Next player folds. Great. Looks like I'm probably going to take this one down pre-flop. That's okay. $60 in the pot. But player on my right surprises me by calling. Player on my right has been playing rather tight. So when he calls me, got to put him on a pretty good hand, maybe a big pair. I've got aces, so he probably doesn't have the big ace. He's got to have, what, 9s, 10s, jacks, something like that? Well, the flop is 7-7-3. I feel real good about that. I have a hard time putting a 7 in his range, or even pocket 3s in his range, to tell you the truth. Next card is a 3. Really hard to find a hand where he has a 7 or a 3. The river is a 4. And at this point, the player on my left yelps. Just a big yikes! I wonder if he had pocket 4s. Well, I turn over my aces. Player on my right mucks. I win a very solid 5. I think 550 in the pot at this point. Player on my left, of course, then tells me I had pocket 4s. So in hindsight, my pre-flop all-in worked out great. It got out the one pair that I wanted out, the 4s. Got in the other player who missed. Take down a nice one.
I had a pocket 4.
Pocket 4s?
Yeah.
There were 4 out there, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's all right.
So I sit on this stack for about 30 minutes. I'm up a couple hundred. I'm thinking, it's time to go. It's been a good night. What more do you want, Marty? You've had a good night. You've won a couple $100, and maybe it's time to go. And then I get pocket 10s on the button. Here we go. Okay, 10s on the button, and an early position player opens to 20. One call when it gets to me, and I just call. And I'm going to be honest, I never even consider a raise. I'm looking to hit that flop hard or call it a night. The big blind also calls, so 4 of us are going to take a look at this flop, and the flop comes ace, 10, 7, 2 clubs. It's one thing to flop a set. It's another thing to flop a set with an ace on the board. That's when you get paid. It is so hard for someone to not pay you off when they've got that ace king. They've opened early, they get a beautiful flop. Well, sure enough, that early position opener leads out for 30. There's a fold and it gets back to me. What do you do? Well, I don't consider a raise very strongly. It would be a disaster if I raise on the flop with my set of 10s and an ace 8 folds. So I just call. The big blind calls, and 3 of us are going to see a turn. The turn is not a great card. It's the 5 of clubs. Someone could now have a flush, or it could kill my action. Sure enough, the early position better checks it to me. Now what do? You've got middle set, 3 clubs, an ace on the board. I don't want to give somebody a free look at that river if they are, in fact, chasing a club, so I'm definitely betting here. But how much? There's only about 150, 160 in the pot. I give it some thought. I set on a bet of $100. I get pretty much a snap fold from the big blind and pretty much a snap call from the other player. So heads up to a river. Let's go. Give me a boat. And of course, what falls on the river? A club. That's the first thing I see. It's a 10 of clubs. I'm like, oh man. Oh, wait a minute. 10 of clubs that's my card. That's 4 10s. That's quads. That's the nuts. And now the player checks it to me, and I must be honest, I do put on a bit of a show at this point. It's not often that you river the absolute nuts when you river quads. You've got another player, and there's still a decent amount of money left behind that you're going to play for. So I'm in the moment, and I savor it a bit. Not too long, but I definitely savor it. Think. I go into the tank. I know I'm going to go all in, but there's no need to rush it. So I take my time. I hope he's got that ace, jack of clubs or something so he can justify a bad call on the river. I shove in my money, and he snap calls. What? I turn over my hand, he turns over his hand, and instantly people start talking. What? And it takes me a second to focus. I'm like, I know I've got the nuts, but he's got a full house. That's good. Wait, ace is full. 4 10s. That's a bad beat jackpot. And as I'm making sense of it and people are saying it, quick side note, players love to call a jackpot when there isn't one, when a hand doesn't qualify. So as I'm trying to figure this out, does this really, I'm gonna go to the audio and you can hear me say this. All in.
Wow.
Yes! Yes!
Is that ace is full?
Nice.
Is that ace is full?
Nice.
That's ace is full.
It's jackpot. Nice.
That's ace is full of tens, and that's 4 tens.
Oh my gosh.
That's clean.
You got it.
It is qualified, Marky.
Then players start to run over, floormen start to run over, and we realize, hey, this is the real deal. This has happened. So here are the numbers. I'm playing the 5-5 game at the Hollywood Park. The jackpot in the 5-5 game is $20,000. The loser of the hand, in this case, aces full of tens, wins $8,000. And the winner of the hand, with 4 tens, in this particular case, that is me, wins $4,000 plus the pot, which has about $1,000 in it, for a total of $5,000, and by far the biggest single pot of my poker life. Quiet on the set! Everybody just calm down, everybody. In honor of this momentous occasion, not only did I find the most expensive and quality bottle of champagne I could find, I'm going to Vegas next week for the World Series of Poker. The World Series of Poker. I'm going to be playing in the very first, when I say first, I mean the second event, on the very first day, the second event for industry employees. I'm going to be there on Tuesday and Wednesday, the 26th and 27th. If you see me at the World Series, please come over and say, hi, Marty, what's going on? Tell me a story about poker. Let's get to know each other. And, all right, the thing is, I was going to pour this all over my head, but that seems silly and ridiculous. And so, let me shake it up. What? I'm sorry. Okay, hang on. There's supposed to be a little tie thing. You're supposed to do this, right? And then and this looks like a screw thing. Oh my God. Is this what you're supposed to do? Are you supposed Oh, that was a mistake. That was a terrible idea. I'm blind!